Hey folks, welcome back to Gaming Garbage, where we take a look at games, chat about the gaming news in the industry, and of course, stream for fun. Today, we're going to be talking about a grand collection that came out for Star Wars, and I'm going to explain why I'm actually pretty frustrated with this, because I'm not a fan of exactly what they're doing with the collection. So let's go ahead and watch the trailer, and then we'll talk about it.
The dark side is strong in this place.
So that's the trailer. And one thing you may notice is that it's missing some games, for sure. So like we have Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, we have Bounty Hunter, Jedi Academy, Jedi Outcast, and then The Force Unleashed, Pod Racing, Jedi Power Battles, and Republic Commando. Now, these are all supposed to be remastered. Okay, models are not redone. The textures are redone. That's basically it. The gameplay is going to be the same for all of these games. And this also is not available for Xbox. This is just the Switch, hopefully for Switch 2, since it's launching soon, and then PlayStation 4 and 5. But like the thing that I have an issue with is where's the other games? Because there's more out there. Let me list some off. We have Star Wars Starfighter, Jedi Starfighter. We have Dark Forces, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, which was a really good one. We also have the Clone Wars. Like, where are these games? And where's the Force Unleashed 2? And this isn't a volume. What they're selling you is a collection, the Grand Collection. The next thing that I have a problem with, where are the Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2 games? And they remastered it as a collector's, or as a classic collection, excuse me. But that's not in this one. They already did the work for those remasters, and they're not in the Grand Collection. That would make 11 games. Are you serious? Why aren't they in there? Now, the cost of this is $90 for PlayStation right now. You can get it for $45 for these for these 9 games. And either way, $45 or $90 is a pretty good deal if you don't have access to any of these games. But like, I think the reason why it's not on Xbox is because you can already buy all of these games on the store. Like, all of these are backwards compatible. And some of these you can even buy the physical disc for, like Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, and actually play them. And then generally you can get them cheaper than $10. So you can get some of these games for really, really cheap. Now, like Bounty Hunter, we have that one on Xbox through the remaster. But again, they sold too much for it. Bounty Hunter, they sold for, I think it was $30. And then Jedi Power Battles is selling for $20, which is also too much in my opinion. And then we're also leaving out some other great games. We also don't have any of the Lego games. Okay, maybe that's kind of a different T2 type of a thing, and so that's understandable. But like, there's a lot of these other games here that we're missing. And they are available. Like, I'd work with Xbox or Lucasfilm or Lucas Studios or whatever to actually get more games in the collection. And what Aspyr started doing is they started remastering these, but they were remastering stuff really, really fast. Just last year, they published like 13 games, or 12 games in 13 months. That's incredibly fast. Now, they didn't do the Tomb Raider Volume 1 and 2 collections, which those are wonderful, by the way. That's done by Saber Interactive, the same ones that did Space Marines 2. But they pretty much did everything else, as far as I know. And so it's like, and their remasters are not great. Let's take a look at Bounty Hunter.
You're a bounty hunter, right? For a little money, maybe I can take you to him.
Triple pay to the one who kills that bounty hunter!
Let's take a look at Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection.
Master Windu has joined the battle. Count Dooku has entered the battlefield.
Their frigate has been destroyed. Their frigate has been destroyed.
Which runs great now, and the maps are there, and there's some benefits, but they're not a massive graphical upgrade, in my opinion, from the originals. So yeah, this is really frustrating, and then we're also missing the Force Unleashed 2. Like, where are these games? So yeah, in my opinion, the remasters that Aspyr does isn't very good because of what they've put out already. 2 remasters they've already done last year, they haven't put in this collection. And then where's the rest of the games that are old? And if you're on Xbox, you can buy all of these. They're pretty much all there. Just hop into your store, type in Star Wars, hit go, and they'll all show up in the list. But yeah, what do you guys think about this? I think it's really frustrating because it's not a grand collection because there's a lot of games missing, including some that they remastered themselves. And then the remasters that they've shown so far have been overpriced and haven't been done very well. Like Star Wars Bounty Hunter, I bought that one to try it out, and boy, it has some major audio issues. And like stuff is not really redone very well. Now, it's possible that they could have redone some of this, but like let's look at some of the other games that they have here. Let's nuke that down a little bit. But like look at this. Like there's nothing amazing here from what we had. And like he actually has some individual fingers, which is nice. Okay, there's definitely some like improvements. And two, we get to see that, you know, the textures are different, but again, things are still blocky and square. And like, there's not a massive change here. There's maybe some facial reconstruction on some of the stuff. That's usually a bigger deal. But like right here, we're looking at a scene, which looks good, but again, that's just a cutscene. That's not actual. Now, this is actual gameplay. And again, it does look fairly good. It does look better. But again, it's not like amazing. It's not worth $30, especially with all of the audio issues. And then if we look at this, Jedi Academy, again, we have some extra details on his head or whatever, or maybe some things look better, but like the general idea is that, yeah, this is basically the same. I mean, and this is not great in my opinion. Again, there's some more clarity for some stuff, but like, yeah, this is not great. And then we're also looking at, Jedi Outcast here. Again, which, like, some of the textures might be a little better, of course, than the original. But this is not crazy. And even, too, like, this is basically a 360 game or, like, PlayStation 3. And again, it looks better than the rest of them, but that's just because this is a newer game. Like, again, this is not redone. Okay, maybe some of the lighting effects, again, some of the details and textures, but like the general idea is that it's all kind of the same. And this doesn't look any different. I mean, I have this at 1080p, and this is what it looks like. Like, this is what they've done. Like, the particle effects, the textures in the background, like, that is blurry as shit. And then let's take a look at pod racing. Again, I have the original here. But again, this doesn't really look great. This doesn't look remastered. Now, the energy binding here looks better. But as you can see around this, like, none of the models are redone. This is still a hexagonal shape, which they had to do back then. They couldn't do, perfect circles. So, like, again, nothing has really been redone. And then let's take a look at Jedi power battles. God, this is blocky as F. Like, this looks like garbage. Again, it's better than the original, but it's like, is it worth spending your money? And a lot of these games that they're showing, you can't buy them individually as remasters. You now have to buy them as the collection. And if you've already bought, like, Bounty Hunter, or, I'm blanking, what's the other one? Or Jedi Power Battles, then you're double dipping to get the rest of the games. And this is not the KOTOR remaster, quote, remake we wanted. Not even freaking close. And we still don't have any word on that. And then it's like, okay, this is what we got? Are you serious? Are you absolutely serious right now? Like, this is what we got. Like, that's not what I freaking want. And yeah, this is just horrible to control. You can watch the Angry Joe show. But yeah, this is horrible to control. And there still has the original bugs as well. And then Republic Commando, like, again, it looks better. But again, like, all of this is grainy. This is washed out. The Sparks actually looks pretty good there. These are their suits. Again, it looks maybe a little better. The wall definitely looks better and more detailed. And we also have, like, some stuff in the chandelier and on the floor and things. But yeah, it's like other textures like these. These are just grainy and blocky. Like, they don't look very good. So it's like they retextured the wall, but they didn't freaking retexture the mechanized warfare here. So yeah, it's frustrating. This is frustrating. So yeah, it's $90. Maybe it's worth it to you if you don't have access to these games, because they're basically, $10 a piece, which is a pretty good deal, and they are remastered, but these are not remakes. I want to make that very clear. They're not retelling the story, and they're not good quality remasters, in my opinion, with what they've released so far. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. In my opinion, this would not be not worth buying. And then they also don't have the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection in there. And I mean, why not? You could make it 11. And I think the reason why they're selling it as a bundle is because they're not selling them as individual. And I think these were all supposed to release, at least the idea initially was that all of these were supposed to release individually, for $20 to $30 a piece. And they haven't been selling those, and so we're doing a collection now. And now the only way to actually get a lot of these games for some folks is just to buy the Grand Collection, which is missing stuff anyway. And this isn't a Volume 1, so there isn't going to be a Volume 2. Like, this is going to be it. And must I say, at the end of all of this, is that Aspyr used to be a wonderful developer. Now, they have had some layoffs. Okay, they've had some people leave, of course. But I think they still have some talent there that they're capable of. But if they're pushing out basically publishing 12 games in 13 months, that's crazy. And doing the majority of that, which means on average, they're basically doing one game on average every 2 months, that's way too fast. That's way too fast. So I blame Embracer Group. They're the owners of Aspyr. They're the ones giving the marching orders. And again, the publisher is messing this up. Because if this was good quality and you averaged each game at $15, you could sell this for $150. $140, no problem. And then include the remasters you've already done. And work with Lucas Studios to actually get some of the other games in there, like Jedi Starfighter or Revenge of the Sith Episode 3. I mean, why not? And get Unleashed 2 in there. You already got number 1. So yeah, the whole thing just doesn't make sense. It's very frustrating. But thanks for tuning in, folks. You can always follow me at GamingGarbage22 over at YouTube. You can also follow me over at Twitch at Don't Tread on Thee. And then, yeah, for YouTube, don't forget our playlist. There's actually quite a bit there. We do more than just gaming or just reviews. There's a lot of stuff that we do. So hopefully you guys are doing well. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.